Hi, it's Sandra here from Create in Spain, and please excuse me if I shiver while I'm doing this video because I'm freezing up in my craft room. It's cold, wet, windy outside, and the room isn't centrally heated, so this is going to be as quick a video as I can possibly make. Right, for those of you who have been watching my videos on stamp making, polymer stamp making, I have a very important update for you. Now, many of you asked if you could use black card to make the templates, and it is something that I had tried before, but in order to get a very clean cut from the card and to keep all the little pieces where they should be had been a big problem. I have, however, solved this today, and I couldn't wait to share the details with you because it will make a big difference. Now, I have some 150 GSM black card. Cheap, cheerful, it's not branded, yeah, it's just black card. But it does cut reasonably well. Some black cards really cut badly. This one's not too bad. However, what I wanted to try and do was to work out a way of getting things so that if, for example, you can see the little loop in the middle of the S and the little circle in the middle of the O for the sorry, I wanted to make it so that you could actually do this cutting out in the same way pretty much as you would using a black vinyl, because people have said that they can't necessarily get the black vinyl. So I did some experimentation and I got my card and I used some 3M repositionable spray adhesive. I sprayed it onto the plastic. These are the same folders as I use when I do the cutting out with the vinyl. And I let it dry for a few minutes, and then I put the black card on top. All very well and good. I then sent a design to my cutting machine, my silver bullet, and I cut out a design, and then I took it to weed it. It was a nightmare, an absolute and total nightmare. I had managed to cut the design pretty well, and I had kiss cut it so that it went through the card but didn't go through the plastic. And I thought that, yes, I should be able to weed this, no problem. Could I? No. What happened when I did the weeding was I found that it was leaving a lot of fibre behind. There was like this thin background fibre left behind on the plastic, and that's no good, absolutely no good at all. So I went downstairs, had a cup of coffee, and I just sort of browsed the internet and basically let my mind wander. And I came up with a thought. And I thought, well, the reason it is leaving fibres on the vinyl is because the card is not sealed. Aha. In comes hairspray. Now, I don't use hairspray on my hair, I never have, but I keep it for craft purposes. If I do any artwork that I think needs sealing, I tend to spray it with hairspray. It's cheap. You know, this is the local stuff that you get in the supermarket. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it's not expensive stuff. It's no particular brand, it's just one that I got. And I thought, I wonder. So I took a piece of card and I sprayed one side of it, and I marked the side that I sprayed with a little white cross. And then when I put it onto the same type of sprayed plastic background, I made sure that I put it hairspray side down. Did another design, cut it out, and lo and behold, it actually works. Now this one I happened to reverse. I shouldn't have bothered doing that, thinking about it, but I did. So I had to reverse it. But I think you can probably see from that it's fairly well weeded. Now the only bits that I did wrong here is I forgot. I changed the blade and the blade holder in my machine for a fine detail one, but I forgot to change the offset. So the next time I cut one, I changed the offset to what it should be. And this is the design that I chose to do. Now, you can see it looks kind of grey, not black, but the paper is black. It looks kind of grey because of the adhesive that is sprayed onto the plastic. That's the only reason it looks a bit grey. If you look at it from this side, I think you can see that it is perfectly cut out. And these lines here are extremely fine. And I was still able to cut it and to weed it. So there we go. That is how to make the template. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, okay, she's made the template. Did it work? Yes, it did. This is a stamp that I have made from that template. It took exactly the same timing as it did when I used the vinyl to do the same design. And I stamped it only once on this piece of paper so you can actually see that the stamp works perfectly. So that's it. It works. Black card sprayed with hairspray on the back onto your plastic with a repositionable spray glue and kiss cut. That is how you can get your templates done without buying any great special materials. Now, while we're on the thing of stamps, the subject of stamps, I just wanted to show you when it goes wrong. The two things that go wrong. And it's all related to timing. Okay. And this is the same stamp that has been overexposed. I haven't fully cured it because it was a waste of time, but I think you might be able to see that I have a thick base plate, but virtually nothing in the way of the design stands out. It is far too shallow. Okay, so in this particular case, the timing, the curing timing was way too long. Here is another example where I altered the timing, and the timing for this one was too short on the back and too long on the front. I've got a lot of design stuck up, but I don't know if you can see the edges. If I curl it around, maybe you can. The design is kind of leaching out into the background. It doesn't stand distinctly separate. Okay, so that one, the times are wrong. This one, the times are as they should be. The design stands proud if I turn it sideways. I don't know if you can get that, but it does stand proud. There is a reasonable base on it so that the stamp will hold together. And as you saw with the print, it prints perfectly. And that's what they should look like. Okay, that's it. I am too cold for any more, so I'm going to load this up and get it out as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.